573 Singer Place, Pittsburgh, PA 152211431, and I live in Homewood, Brushton, in the city of Pittsburgh. And Councilman Reverend Ricky Burgess is my councilman, and I thank you, sir. I thank the rest of you, the council people, for coming out, and all those representing the various council offices. This is important. Yesterday is history that we should learn from it. Tomorrow's a mystery, but what we do today is going to change tomorrow. And I was concerned when that Act 91 came out, that the police could use their own discretion, and I thought, Lord have mercy on us. It's not about their discretion, particularly when they don't have the love that gentleman was talking about. They don't have the understanding he was talking about. They don't even look at us the way he was talking about. You have to deal with what we have. And what we have is the amendment to this bill. So I ask that you do support it completely. My councilman wrote it, so he supports it. And I will, we just have to do this, people. We just have to do this. Going to grandma's house is a happy time. How in the world could you do something suspect? Leaving mama's house to go to grandma's house. That's the craziest thing in the world. And these great big men on this one person. So we know there are other elements going on here that cannot continue. We need to do things that are right, things that are going to uplift all of us, because when we do things that uplift all of us, we will indeed be lifted up together. I commend you for this bill. Anything else that we can do. I am a member of BPEP. I am family president of Alleghenies. I am associate minister of St. James. I belong to Black and White Reunion and the Coalition Against Violence and a whole bunch of other things. I will get up an army to help you. Let us know what we can do. We support you. Thank you for stepping out for us. And don't let them turn you around. If they give you too much trouble, call Reverend Burgess and we'll come. We want this bill passed. God bless you.
We have Tim Stevens followed by Esther Bush. If Esther's not here, Mark Ozark will be up next.
Good evening, Council. Thank you for being with us in the community. As we said, the Council comes to the hood, and we're glad to have you. As you know, and some of you may know in the audience, that we had a very, two and a half or more hour presentation on Thursday about this proposed legislation. And we want to thank you, Reverend, for introducing it. We want to thank Councilman Lavelle for Thursday agreeing to co-sponsor it, and we hope Sister Teresa Gale-Smith will support it as well. We have other council persons who we think will be supporting it. I had the pleasure of talking to Therese Miles last night, or yesterday afternoon. And this legislation that we're talking about, and the three pieces that have been passed, and for that we're thankful to Council. We wouldn't be here if it were not for the incident of January 12, 2010 in this community. My hope is, and I know Therese Miles' hope is, and her mom, Pat Porter, that we don't have to have any more of these conversations, that we don't have to have any more incidents. When I talked to her yesterday, she shared with me, and I asked her tonight if it was okay to share this. Her son, and anyone in here who's met her son, you can see the love emulating from his face, from his mom's face, and from his grandmother's face. This is a family of love. This is an incident that should never have happened. 1 year plus later, he is still going to counseling. He is still going to counseling. An absolutely innocent young man, unarmed, no history of anything but positive accomplishments. And even if he had history, if he had done nothing, this incident should not have occurred. So we ask that you, and that you encourage your fellow council people to look at this as a win-win. for the city of Pittsburgh, for the council, for the police, and for the reputation of Pittsburgh, and even for the coffers of Pittsburgh, which have been hurt by far too many lawsuits. Some things just need to be done, and we hope that all of you agree with that, and that we will have a victory for our community and for police-community relations in Pittsburgh, hopefully for years and decades to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to see Sister Bush in the house. Mark Ozark, followed by Deborah Walker.
Thank you, Reverend Burgess and Council. I'm Mark Ozark. I'm from 536 Ardmore Boulevard in Wilkinsburg. At last Thursday's Post Agenda, I represented Black and White Reunion. After the community volunteers spoke, FOP President O'Hara had the floor. Give and take was not permitted in the Post Agenda. I'd like to reply now to two of his comments. Mr. O'Hara stated concern about the public interpreting statistics on our own, while citing himself as an expert. I was troubled. The experts the community brought to the Post Agenda and who crafted the amended bill included 2 law school professors, 2 practicing lawyers, and a police officer. They are hardly likely to misinterpret statistics wildly. Those of us seeking information will respect unbiased expertise. In a democracy, the public should be trusted. Even if some interpretations of the data arise that are far from mainstream thinking, they might be correct and result in improvements. Sometimes it takes an unindoctrinated observer to notice that the emperor has no clothes. Some public interpretations may be wrong and cause trouble. That is the price of open government democracy. Upholding the Constitution implies humbly accepting that risk, not claiming to know better. Compared to the alternative forms of government, that risk is worth taking. At the Post Agenda, I brought up Public Safety Director Huss's December mentioning of civil rights. I referred to online comments condemning Mr. Huss and supporting current law enforcement practices. Many comments appear to be overtly racist, and some to have been written by police officers. Rather than strongly repudiating that kind of support, about all Mr. O'Hara had to say was that the department isn't racist. I found that to be dismissive. I believe that racism is a problem, and not only because I hear about it as a member of the Black and White Reunion. As evidence, consider the 2010, not 1995, 2010, PIN racial sensitivity curriculum for police training and continuing education. It cannot have eliminated racism already. Also, community experts testified that perceptions of problems can be even more important than the problems themselves. If a substantial part of the population believes there is racial bias in policing, then there is a problem, one that information from the amended bill can address. Police opinions that disparage the public's ability and dismiss their concerns foster or demand mistrust. As you heard the experts testify, mistrust reduces public safety, and the city wastes tax dollars in many ways. The community amendments to 2010-0234 squarely face the issues of trust, effectiveness, and public safety. I urge you to place them into the code. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have Deborah Walker, followed by Faith Stiddy.